With young ESL learners, especially those between 6 and 10, timing certain activities can make a huge difference. Not everything needs a timer, of course, but when some kids finish in 30 seconds and others are still on step 1 after 3 minutes, that's when timing becomes your best friend. Young learners don't yet have this internal clock for how long to stay focused. They don't know how long something should take. So they either rush or drag. Some stop trying altogether. That's where timed activities come in. You're not forcing them to go faster. You're simply giving the task boundaries, a beginning and an end, a moment of focus in between. It's amazing how much clarity that brings. Some students know what to do, how long they have, and when to shift their attention. And for you, it means fewer redirections, smoother transitions, and more flow from start to finish. In this video, I'm going to show you how I used time activities in a way that supports, not pressures, that's important, my learners. I'll walk you through the kinds of tasks I time, the difference it makes, and how to introduce it gently. So it works for your teaching style and for your students' needs, of course. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mira Laskowska, and I've been an ESL teacher for over 20 years. And I've been a proud owner of Effective English School based in Poland for almost 8 years. At Effective English, we believe that every human being has an innate ability to learn languages. And as teachers, we strive to tap into that potential naturally, as much as possible. Now, back to the video. First, let's talk about why timing activities works so well with young ESL learners and how to use it without overdoing it. Number 1. Kids need time boundaries. Most 6 to 10-year-olds can't pace themselves. If you give them an open-ended task like draw a brown dog, one kid's done before you finish the sentence, and another is still sharpening their pencil. But if you say, you've got 3 minutes to draw a brown dog, everyone's working inside the same frame. So it creates that shared focus. And no, it's not about rushing. It's about giving them a clear start and a clear stop so they know how long to stay with the task. That structure builds mental discipline and protects their attention span. Number 2, timers give purpose, even to simple tasks. There's a big difference between do this worksheet and you've got 2 minutes, go. It adds energy. It gives them a reason to stay engaged. You're not making it a competition, of course. You're just creating a challenge with a finish line. Even comp classrooms benefit from that particular structure. You don't need loud timers, by the way, or any flashing lights. Just a short time frame can add enough spark to make a task feel meaningful. Number 3, it builds confidence through action. Some kids freeze when they hear a timer, especially perfectionists. They want to get it right. Now, you may not always be able to show them what just try means. The first few times you use a timer, some students might feel frustrated or unsure, so that's normal. What helps is your response. If you show that you value effort over outcome by smiling, giving a thumbs up, or quietly pointing to their work and nodding, they'll start to relax. They begin to realize that it's not about getting everything perfect. Instead, they start to understand, it's about completing a task within a set time, doing their best within that frame. And that's what matters. And once they experience that a few times, the stress around the timer fades. They understand through repetition and your attitude that this is part of how the class works. And it is safe. Number 4, it creates a rhythm. And rhythm builds trust. Kids thrive on knowing what's coming. Short, timed activities create predictable moments. A start, a goal, a finish. And that rhythm gives them a sense of security. And when your class runs on that kind of structure, everything gets smoother. Like everything. Behavior, participations, transitions, all of it. Okay, let's start with transitions. Without timing, ending an activity can take forever. With a timer, you simply say, we've got 30 seconds left. Then time's up, and just like that, you're moving on without drama. It also helps you plan smarter. If you've got 4 things in your lesson, vocab, drawing, pair work, a game, timing helps you make sure each one gets the space it deserves. What about fast finishers? Instead of rushing through and wandering the room, they learn to use time well. To review the work, add little detail, maybe help a friend. For slower processors, timing makes it fair. Everyone finishes together and no one's left feeling behind. And now here's how I use timing across different types of activities. For example, color dictation. This is one of those quiet, controlled activities that you suddenly clicks when you add timing. I give student a visual, like a picture of a room, and call out, color the chair blue, color the rug green. Each instruction gets, let's say, 20 to 30 seconds. That small time limit changes everything. It keeps them actively listening and quickly processing language and reacting without stalling. The timer gives it rhythm and keeps the room focused. Another one, draw your room worksheet. This is a great task for language recall and creativity. I tell them, you've got 5 minutes to draw your room and label 5 items. Without a time frame, this would easily stretch to 15 minutes. But with that 5-minute window, students stay focused and purposeful. Then they describe their room to a partner, let's say for 2 minutes each, and now it's speaking practice too. The whole sequence has shape and flow because of those clear time limits. And a game, let's say battleships. So timing transforms games. When we play battleships, I give each player 20 seconds per turn to ask a question. Is there a chair in B4? And 10 seconds to respond. I also time the entire game. So let's say, I say we have 20 minutes for that game. Whoever is going to manage to sink the most ships is the winner. Because we don't want the game to go on forever. With those time limits, the game becomes sharper, it becomes fairer, and it becomes more fun. Without obviously losing its educational value, which is the most important thing. Takeaway, timers don't restrict your lesson. They shape it. And they're not about pressure. They're about pace, balance, and giving your students a clear window to focus, respond, and participate fully. If you're worried about students getting stressed by timers, don't worry. That's a very common reaction. Here's how I ease them in. 1. Start with low stakes tasks, like you've got 1 minute to draw a tree. And just have fun. That's it. Number 2, make the time visible. Use the countdown timer on the board or your phone. Seeing the time helps them feel more in control. And 3, use calm, supportive language. Say things like, see how far you can get, or let's try it together. The goal is to show them that timing is a tool, not a test. And once they feel that, it becomes something they can rely on, not fear. So, if your lessons sometimes stall, if your students finish at wildly different times and you're always juggling what's next, this is your tool, and not only for that. Timed activities simply bring structure where there's chaos, and they bring balance where there's imbalance. And they help learners, especially the younger ones, develop a sense of pacing without feeling pressured. And over time, they teach your class that learning isn't about rushing or getting it all right. It's about those little perfectionists. It's about engaging with the task, staying focused, and doing your best within a shared rhythm. Try it in your next lesson. One small tweak, one clear boundary, and watch what happens. Thanks for being here, and let me know in the comments how it goes for you. See you in the next one. Happy teaching, my fellow teachers.